Welcome to your Daily 5 for Wednesday, November 29th, 2023. There's an interesting thing that I don't think we've talked about on the actual show, at least not in depth, but that I have been more and more aware of as Lando and I have been playing through Baldur's Gate 3. And we are, I would imagine, pretty close to the end. I think we would have to be. I mean, depending on how long the actual, whatever the final battle goes on. But we are well into Act 3, and I can't imagine it's got much more to it, which I'm not complaining about. We're at 160 or something hours, so it has been no shortage of entertainment for the amount of time we've put in. But it has become clear to me that Lando and I have a very different approach to this game, which is really fascinating because, in particular, what Lando's response to this game has been is what mine usually is in games like this. But it has become less so, and that is that I am less inclined in these games now to try to figure out what the quote-unquote right decision is to make in any scenario. For example, there was, and you'll hear this on some of our recordings because I've been editing them and I've caught it, so I know that it's in there. But there are times where we do things, take an action, get into a battle, whatever it is, and you can hear that Lando is not happy necessarily or is worried about the outcome of whatever that battle or decision was. And to the point where I think he has been much more willing, although he has, I have to say, been very restrained in looking up, the result of some of the things that we've been doing. And I have really not done that at all. Really, the only times I've looked up anything pertaining to this game have been a couple of times we've gotten stuck on some puzzles where we really weren't understanding it. But other than that, I have read nothing about it that was not accidental, but I have not looked at any of it. I have not been concerned about party members that have died or left. I have accepted the fact that the decisions that we make have results. Part of that is because I know we'll replay it at some point, and I know we'll make different decisions based on some of the things that we're going to find out in this run. So that's part of it. But the other part is, I think I could only describe it as having a respect for the way the game is architected. This game is so interestingly put together and unfolds with such a wonderful organic nature that I feel like it is cheating in a different way. It is cheating the integrity of the game. And I'm not saying this is a judgment. If you look stuff up, I'm not saying that you're doing something wrong. I want to be very clear. This is just my particular mindset about this game. Is I have too much respect for this game to try to look up the best way to approach it. I think it rewards your acceptance of the decisions that you make. And I've been wrong. There, you will hear I make wrong decisions constantly. There are things that have happened that we were trying to avoid happening. The thing is that the more we've gone on, the less willing I have been to reload saves, the more willing I am to just allow whatever the circumstances and repercussions of our actions are to just stay. Because I think that's the way the game should be played. And that's not normally my approach. I talked about the fact that I didn't even enjoy Starfield, although I've since quit the game. But really, I started to have a better time with Starfield when I started cheating massively in it. But then I realized that I didn't care about the story at all. That's sort of the downside of playing a game like Baldur's Gate 3 is the story is so well done that you really start to see the seams in other games when they are not as well done. And I honestly just got to a point with Starfield where I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything and I didn't care about whatever was going on. So I just stopped playing it and deleted it off the hard drive in about a 5-minute decision. Just didn't care. Now I'm playing Terminator Resistance, which is a lot of fun, but that's, I'm only maybe a couple hours into that one. But anyway, back to Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I don't feel the need to look up what's going on or what decisions are going to lead to. I want to see where they go. And I'm in some ways curious if my instincts are right or wrong. They've been about 50-50. There are times where I thought one thing was going to happen, it didn't. And other times where what I kind of figured was going to occur is what occurred. So yeah, I just thought I would mention that because it's not typical for me. A lot of times when we're playing games like this, I'll stop and go, okay, let me look up, what we're supposed to be doing here. And in this one, I am so resistant to do that. I really don't want to look up anything about this game unless it is absolutely necessary or, we hit a wall of some kind or trying to make a fundamental decision that we can't work around. And I look at that as a good sign because normally games don't have me invested enough to not want to look up where they're going. And this one has me really just wanting to see where it goes. So I don't know that I can praise a game any more than that. So just thought I would mention that because it was interesting to me. Later.